Mantra of the day: like, subscribe, comment. And we would love to hear your suggestions if there are any recipes you'd like us to try out. And we just love it when you talk to us. Hi there. It's been pouring away in Bombay, and Amit has been cooking like a crazy man. So there's loads of food left over in the fridge. So today I am making preserves. What do you do when you have like loads and loads of fruits, and especially seasonal fruits that you know you're not going to get later on? So you preserve them and put them in bottles and keep them in the fridge, and then you can eat them for the next 3 months or however long they last. So that's what we're doing today. We are making these are preserves, they're not jams. We're making a peach preserve, we're making a plum, okay, plum could be jam. We're doing a chutney with these grapes because Amit went and bought them, but then realized they had seeds and they were slightly sour, so we're going to do a chutney with them. And Bengali style chutney, not a pisa hua chutney, not a ground chutney. And we have some nice fresh dates, which I'm going to try and experiment with. Let's see how that works out. So on with it. First I'm going to cut the fruit, so you can watch me while I do that. The peach needs to be stoned, stone taken out, not the other kind of stoned. So, and it very conveniently has a line along the fruit, so we just cut it along that, halve it and stone it. I'm leaving the skin on for now. When it softens slightly, that's when I'll take the skin off. So these will go in there. Like I said, with the plum I'm going to be jamming it. The first time I ate plum jam was in school. My friend Jyoti, her grandmother used to bring it for her, and it was so delicious, I can't tell you. Once she got lazy and she left the stones in, and oh, we were in heaven, because that meant once the jam was finished, we could spend hours reading books with a plum seed in our mouth, and it was great fun. But I'm going to take the seeds out, otherwise you know who will have problems. So I'm just going to be cutting these like this, so I can take the seed out later. The dates, like I said, I'm trying an experiment. Actually, there was this friend of mine in Delhi, Mrs. Chaudhary. She had given me a big bottle of, that was dried, but it was so yummy. So I'm going to try and recreate that. Just slice these up. The grapes, like I said, are a seed variety, so I will have to slice them in half and pop out the seeds. They're actually very tasty grapes, but there's one seed left. All the fruit is cut and ready. We've got grapes that have been halved and seeded, de-seeded, peaches that have been stoned, they haven't been peeled as yet, plums that have not yet lost their seeds. Please remember there are 10 plums, which means 10 seeds need to come out of that. And I'm only using a little bit of the dates because like I said, this is an experiment, so if it doesn't work out right, I will not have wasted all my dates. What I'm planning to do with the dates is make it like a kind of a murabba. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little vinegar to it. 2 teaspoons since it's half a cup of dates. Then I want to make it a little spicy, so I'm going to be chopping these red chilies into them. Let me just take out the seeds. I shall also add a little water to this and let it sit here and soften a bit while we get cracking with the other stuff. With the peaches, I'm going to add the sugar and the lemon right here. This was 6 peaches, about 400 grams or so, because I left one out because it's still raw. So I'm adding half a cup of sugar to this. Remember, this is a preserve, it's not a jam, so I don't need it to become sticky like that. And I will add some lemon to it. I'm only adding half a lemon right now. I might add more lemon later on. This is just to sort of, get the sugar melting and get the whole thing going. I'm going to try and not add any water to it. Let's see what happens. Because I don't want to add water to this, I'm going to let it sit and sweat for a bit. Let's see how much water comes out. If it's not enough, then I will have to add water. Sad, no? The plums I know are sour, and the plums, like I said, I want to jam them. So I'm adding one. I mean, that's half a cup, so around 3/4 cup, because again, it's just 10 plums. And I'm going to put a little water for that. Since the seeds are already in the fruit and will be cooking with the sugar and all that, I don't know if I need to add any lemon. I'll see later on whether I need that lemon to sort of, take care of that pectin portion of a jam. I've been a little conservative in my sugar proportions because I don't want it to be, I don't want it to become like a stick jaw. So once the fruit is cooked and I know exactly how sour it is or how sweet it is, I might add more sugar. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put the grapes on because it won't need stirring or constant attention, so it can keep cooking while I do the preserves. I'm heating 3 teaspoons of oil here, and I'm going to put some pachforon and 1 red chili into the thing. While the pachforon is heating up, frying up for the grapes, I'm going to put the dates on the other gas. So for those of you who might not know what pachforon is, it's a very typical Bengali tempering. It has saunf, fennel, it has methi, fenugreek, it has jeera, sabut jeera, cumin, it has kalonji, nigella seeds, and it has a special thing called radhuni, which I believe is celery seeds. I'm not too sure, but if you don't have radhuni, you can substitute mustard seeds for that. And now I'm going to put the grapes in. My pachforon has nicely fried up and is giving off a lovely fragrance. Don't really want this to fry, so I'm adding a little water. I'm adding a pinch of salt to the grapes, and I'm also adding like a 1/4 teaspoon of red chili powder. And the grapes look like they're softening up, so time to add the sugar. Sugar, honey, honey, you are my candy girl. Oh, my dates are bubbling, so I'm going to put that on low flame. Again, remember I told you the grapes were sour for real. So yeah, about 1/2 cup of sugar for that. I will taste later and see if it needs more. Sorry, the chilies are getting to my throat. I'm also adding half a lemon juice. Now you're probably wondering if the grapes were already sour, why am I adding more sour to it? Well, lemon doesn't just add sourness, it also acts like pectin. So the sugar doesn't crystallize, it stays a nice sticky but liquidy kind of consistency. Time to check on what's happening with the dates. The dates have softened up, not too much, but just enough because I do want to keep them firm. Now I'm going to be adding some raisins and some cashew nuts. And I'm going to add a piece of cinnamon to it, just for flavor. We're going to try and make this like a murabba, but a patla murabba. The grapes are done and it doesn't need any more sugar. And if you see, the consistency of the liquid has also thickened a little bit. So this is going to be one yummy chutney. The last thing I'm going to do with the grapes before taking them off the fire is I'm going to add a little bhuna jeera, roasted cumin powder. Since we're putting things in bottles, I thought why not put the grapes in as well. It is quite liquidy, so it's probably safer to store in the fridge in a bottle with a screw cap so that there's no spillage. Time to sift the plums on one flame. And the peach on the other. I'm adding half a cup of sugar to the dates. And I'm going to add just a dash of water. I don't want the sugar to caramelize, even though it won't because there's vinegar in it. We've had a bit of a tragedy with the peach. I was so busy tending to the dates that the sugar sort of caramelized in the peach dish. And let's see if we can rescue it. Might be an interesting addition to the flavor. As you can see, the liquid is dark. The plums are lucky. The plums are well behaved. They have not burnt themselves up. Good boys. So I'm going to put the flame up on the dates, and let the liquid sort of dry up a bit. The dates are very sweet, so I'm going to add some lemon to it. The dates are done, and if you see the liquid, this is the consistency I wanted, where if you can see, it bounces back, the syrup, and that's perfect. Let's see what's happened to my caramelized peach. This is what happens when you don't keep your gas on slow fire. Sorry, slow fire. It's got a nice color, you have to agree. And the plums are coming along. They still need to soften. The main thing you need while making preserves is attention, which I lacked for the peach. And you need a lot of patience, and it just has to sort of keep cooking, and you keep stirring, and there's nothing else to it till you get that right consistency. And of course, taste it for sweet, taste it if you want to make it a little more sour, or you want to add a little cinnamon to it, or spice it up with something or the other. And that's basically it. So we're gonna let these guys cook, and come back and show you when it's done. As you can see, the plums have softened quite a bit. I've taken the lid off because it's boiling over if I keep the lid on. I still have to take the seeds out. I shall do that before putting it into a bottle. Well, the caramelized peach is also not looking so bad. I tasted the plum in the middle and it was so sour I can't tell you, that I've actually added 2 cups, almost 2 cups more of sugar, and I think it's finally getting there. So see if you can find sweet plums. As you can see, the seeds have come out. I'm very tempted to leave them in memory of school days. So let's see what Mr. Peach is up to. This peach wasn't really that ripe, so the skin I haven't been able to take it off. So I'm going to leave the skin in there and pretend it was part of the recipe, so don't tell anybody that it wasn't. And I'm just going to let it dry up a little bit and then bottle it, and then hopefully Amit will buy us some nice vanilla ice cream and we can have peach melba. The plum has come along very nicely. It's exactly the consistency I wanted. When this cools down, it will be stickier. What I'm going to do is remove the seeds. Maybe I can courier them to Jyoti. Half of them. I'll keep 5 for myself and send her 5. And now I shall put it into this bottle. It's really hot, so introduce a little bit to the bottle, let the bottle sort of warm up, unless you're using pre-warm bottles, of course. And now the peach. So the peach, I add a little more sugar, and I thought since it's got caramelized in any case, let me add a little butter. So I did that as well. Oh, it's hot. It's quite interesting, quite yummy, and I think when it cools down it will taste really good. So this is butter caramel peach preserve. Remember, you saw it first here. I guess it's very appropriate, it's going into a Nutella bottle. Okay, no more fitting in. Looks pretty, doesn't it? And what, 1 hour work? Starting from chopping to cooking, maybe an hour and a half. And it's well worth it. It's great fun to sort of, fill up your breakfast table or your lunch table. And of course, nice chutney after any meal, a sweet chutney after any meal is good fun because it sort of takes care of dessert. And the murabba is something which you can eat with parathas, or you can eat it, add it to your cereal, or just eat it like that. The plum jam, I think, has come out the best of this lot. Though I must say my experiment with the peach and the caramel and the butter has not been too bad. So let me taste all of this and pass judgment. Let us start with the peach. I love it. I really love it. It's happened by accident, but it's come out yummy. It's got a nice buttery, caramelly kind of taste to it. Plum jam. Oh, skin's forming. Nice. It's all very hot and very sweet. Yummy. Very different from the peach. This has a nice tang to it. I think Mehra's gonna still say it's khatta, but I love it. This is yummy. There's the cinnamon in this. So I'm going to take cashew nut, raisin, and a date. Combine the three. I think I've really hit upon something with this. And you know, the red chili, the mirchi of that, it's perfect. Don't need to add more than 2 of them. And I can see this going down pretty fast. Good combination. And perfect amount of sweetness. No need to add more. And the grape chutney. Poor little sour grapes got cooked. Perfect after meal mouth freshener. The panch phoron, the red chili, and the bhuna jeera, the roasted cumin we put at the end. It's really done the trick. And the grapes still got a little bit of that sourness, but the sugar takes care of it, and of course the salt. So go ahead, make the preserves. All these fruits are in season now, and it's good fun to keep you occupied on a rainy day afternoon. Bye and have a good weekend.